The first burn in the grill went really well. It drafted well. It flowed smoke the way it was supposed to from the firebox to the smoke chamber to the cooking area and then out the smokestack. Worked absolutely perfect. So in about 45 minutes we were able to get it up to around 450 degrees with a nice coal bed, and it held the temperature really well. So really excited about that. So one of the things we got to do is we got to, now that we know that it burns and it'll hold heat and do what it's supposed to, we need to work on flow path for the smoke and how much smoke, how little smoke, how much oxygen we're inviting in, things like that. That way we can dial the temperatures in a little better. So this is the smokestack. After the flow test, let it cool down. I've removed the stack. And the original, the way it was originally set up, let me see if I can get it up, was he had a plate up here with a little handle on it, and he could just move it back and forth, and it worked okay. He was okay with that, but he said that as heat got to it, that warped. It got loose. It wasn't the greatest, and with it being all the way up at the top, shorter people had trouble reaching it. So he wanted to do something about that where it was easier for him to control, because he really wanted the smokestack about 8 inches higher than it was. That way the smoke stayed out of everybody's visibility, and made it a nicer experience when he cooks. So what we did, like I said, we extended the smokestack. This is the same smokestack. We just cut it off. I welded this piece of 4x4 tubing. It's about 9 inches long to the base of it. And this is the piece that actually attaches to the top of the grill chamber. So what we're going to do is, in this piece, we're going to insert a butterfly valve in here. We'll take a piece of plate. Actually, I've got it cut, and it will fit up inside this chamber, kind of like that, but a little further up in it. I want it about 4 inches up in the tube. We'll drill a rod, so the rod will come all the way through. We'll tack weld the butterfly plate to the rod, and we'll bend it out here so that he'll have a nice handle that he can turn, and that will allow the valve to open and close as little or as much as he wants it. And when it's opened all the way, there's very minimal obstruction in the flow path of the smoke. So we're going to get started on this like I said. Okay, so as you can see, the rod's all the way through it. We've got a little bend over on this side to keep it from coming out all the way. The plate's located where we want it. It's got a slight gap up there at the top, just so it can start a little draft. You don't want to cut the air off completely. So what we're going to do, we're going to put a tack in right about there, and where the finger was, and see if everything moves okay. If it does, then we'll come back, we'll weld it in solid, and then we'll come out here and we'll bend the handle, heat it and bend it to make a handle. So let's see how it goes. Okay, y'all, so the smokestack's welded up. You can see where I had to run some pretty thick bead. There was a gap right there. And our lever works good. I'm probably gonna figure out something to put up here just to keep rainwater from getting in it. Try to keep the tub from rusting out as bad. So that's the back end of it. It's pretty much done. Inside we've got to get the grates put back in. I've started welding in the tracks. I actually dropped them 1.5 inches from where they were. So that'll give the rack we're going to put, up here a little more room. But, so we got that going. And then up front, we've just about got the wood rack finished up. It's all welded in. I've just got to put expanded metal on it. And then I thought, why not add another burner to it so that if you're out cooking and you needed to fry something or boil something or you wanted to cook something else that wouldn't work on the grill, you've got a propane burner. So we're going to put that right here on the front. So it's coming together. All right, everybody. So got a little late last night and was in a hurry to try to get stuff done. So I stopped filming and focused on getting this done. Sorry about that. But as you can see, we've got the grates in on the bottom, and instead of it being one solid grate, it's two separate ones. That way he can take it out and do whatever he needs as far as cleaning. He could also, remember the 3/8 inch plate that's down there, he could also put charcoal on that and use this as a cooking grate as well that way for direct heat. We added in these braces right here and put the second shelf in. It may be a little tight to the top. We'll have to see. If it is, we can always readjust it. But we'll let him try to cook on it this time and see how it does. So we got the expanded steel on it. We've got the grates made. So that's done. So let's see what else we've got to do. Alright, y'all. So this is Thursday the 12th, I believe. And the gentleman's coming about 4 or 5 o'clock today to try to pick the grill up. It's not quite ready. We've still got some work to do. We've got to, let's see if I can turn you where you can see. Up here I want to put a rain cap. See if I can find it. There it is. A rain cap on the smokestack. So I've got this piece of metal. I've started forming it to make the cone. Basically, I just cut a circle out, cut a groove out of it, and I've started working it with a hammer. I'm going to try to use the plenishing hammer to smooth it out a little. There it is, y'all, all completed. Getting one last burn in her before the customer picks her up. It's aluminum prep shelf here. Open it up, we've got our grates. You can see it's smoking real good. Our damper and the top hat for the smokestack. Of course, we had to give it some character. So, little pig, one ear curled over there. Wood rack up front, propane tank, and a burner. And converted to a 2-inch hitch. I'm pretty happy with it, y'all.